Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
I don't like it.
Is it because of the...
Jay, I look at Mike, it's like, I look at him different.
Floyd Mayweather recently offered his insights into the showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, providing a breakdown that captivated fans and pundits alike.
Is he someone you're interested in or no?
Well, you know, if you go back, you got to do your homework, look on the internet. I think he was doing a sit down on a podcast one time, and he talked about it. He said, I don't want to do an exhibition. But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Meanwhile, Mike Tyson has just issued a terrifying warning to Jake Paul. Tyson fires off yet another message on Snapchat. There was a close-up image of him, with sweat all over his face, with the words, "Everyone has a plan till they." The start of Tyson's memorable phrase about strategy going out of the window when punched square in the face. Secondly, Tyson shared another picture of him hitting the pads, with the caption, "All eyes on me." Tyson's coach, Rafael Cordero, believes the fight will be technical as opposed to a massacre, and that Paul will feel Iron Mike's heavy hands. He said, "This fight won't be a massacre. It's going to be a very technical match, because we have a kid on the other side that can box and isn't afraid." Cordero further said that Paul will panic during the fight, and this is what Tyson truly desires. He added, "Mike has such heavy hands, and it will be impossible not to touch Jake. Jake will feel Mike's hands. There's no other way." And that's when we'll have an idea on how the fight will go. Jake Paul has boldly vowed to retaliate against Mike Tyson by delivering a dose of his own medicine. In their upcoming bout, he stated, "I'm gonna bite your ear off, Mikey." Tyson, famously disqualified for biting a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear, in a moment etched in boxing history, faces Paul, who humorously references this iconic incident in a pre-fight message to his opponent. In another interview, Paul said, "I think people are underestimating me being able to deal with his power. And that's something that's going to make it interesting. I am biting off a lot. This is definitely the toughest, most savage, lethal opponent, regardless of age, because power is the last thing to go." However, Paul has been heavily criticized by fans for his recent remarks. Commenting on Paul's recent training footage, this fan said, "My grandma hits harder than that." Another added, "Mike will peel your skin like how you peel your banana at boxing." And this fan said, "Literally, you being at prime age, I can see your hand movements are so clearly, and you say you beat Mike." Now we know that the Paul brothers and Floyd Mayweather have found themselves in a constant clash. Their rivalry ignited with the inaugural bout between Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather back in 2021. During the previous year, a tense altercation nearly erupted between Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather outside the arena while they attended the Miami Heat versus Cleveland Cavaliers game.
Who you supposed to be?
I'm just working, man.
What happened? You're not tough anymore since your loss? What happened since your loss? Yo, we gonna bust him up, guys?
I told you before, put that
Yo, let's bust him up. Where you running, Jake? Where you going since your fight? Since you lost? What's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at it!
Logan Paul made a recent appearance on the In Depth with Graham Bensinger show, dropping a bombshell revelation about Mayweather's lingering grudge towards Jake Paul. Apparently, Mayweather still harbors intense animosity towards Jake. Logan Paul expressed, "Jake hasn't been without a security guard since that moment. Floyd has goons who'd kill a man for $200. If you haven't seen it before, here is another video of a confrontation between Jake and Floyd, where Paul snatched the hat from Floyd.
What's up? You want to run a 2-on-1 night?
Absolutely.
You want to run a 2-on-1 night?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for this bum.
Get Al Heyman.
Absolutely. I don't need Al Heyman.
Let me call Al Heyman.
I'm my own
Let's make it
boss.
happen.
I'm my own
2-on-1
boss.
night. Got your hat.
While discussing the notorious hat-stealing incident, Logan shared that Jake had informed him of his plan beforehand, but he hadn't believed Jake would actually go through with it. Logan said, "Jake told me he was going to do it. I didn't think he was going to do it. He did it, and I felt like Jake had put me in jeopardy." After the event unfolded, Logan felt that Jake's actions had put him at risk. He considered the potential consequences, especially just a month before what he described as the biggest moment of his life. Logan added, "If I break my hand, or get a concussion, or get f***ed up by Floyd's guys a month before the biggest moment of my life, trying to save my little brother's That's stupid. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson fearlessly faced every challenger throughout his illustrious tenure as a professional boxer, engaging in epic battles against the foremost figures of his era. In a candid exchange with Steve Farhood on Showbox Iron, Mike was posed the question of his ultimate fantasy opponent across all eras. Without hesitation, Mike Tyson singled out Floyd Mayweather as his dream adversary. Tyson said, "Well, I would love to have fought him. I wish he was my weight. We can never fight, of course, because of the weight difference, but I wouldn't fight him the way they fought him." Farhood chuckled appreciatively, remarking his admiration for the response, as the ex-world heavyweight champion delved into the intriguing aspects of why a bout with Mayweather would have been captivating. But Tyson believes he'd have known exactly how to deal with Mayweather. He added, "I would be mean, I would be dirty, because you'd have to do everything to fight him, because he's just so good. You can't. It's almost impossible to fight him clean. It's just so hard to beat him. I don't care. It's really hard to beat him. The style he deploys, it's really difficult to beat him in that particular style." However, in another instance, Tyson recalled a moment when Mayweather had compared himself to Muhammad Ali, even claiming to be superior, a notion Tyson strongly disagreed with. He criticized Mayweather further. Tearing apart that argument, Tyson described Mayweather as very delusional.
He's very delusional. He can't listen. If he was anywhere near that realm of great Ali, he'd be able to take his to school by himself. Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He can't take his kids alone to school by himself.
Now coming back to the Tyson versus Paul fight, Roy Jones Jr., a celebrated figure in the boxing world who once shared the ring with Tyson in a 2020 exhibition match, articulated his belief in Tyson's potential to triumph against Paul. He said, "When I boxed him, he still punched like Mike Tyson. If he hits anybody square on the chin, it's going to be problematic. I don't care who it is. I like Jake Paul, he's a good guy, and he's doing good with his boxing stuff." Highlighting that iron still possessed, his famed striking power into the ring, Jones used his own bout against Tyson to illustrate his point. He reasoned that anyone taking such hits would have problems, even a much younger opponent like Paul. Jones further added, "I think it's a good promotional situation for him and Mike. They should do really good numbers, especially having upgraded to a real fight." Tyson's age and lack of activity have led many to doubt this bout. It's common knowledge that Paul avoids taking on more traditional opponents, and it appears that he will continue with this pattern. The multiple world champion believes Tyson is putting himself in danger by taking on Paul, a 30-year-old former YouTuber who is now a boxer. Hopkins disagrees with Tyson fighting Paul because he views Tyson as a legend, one of the best boxers ever, and someone who deserves enormous respect. In Bernard Hopkins' eyes, this isn't exactly the most exciting fight he could hope to see. He said, "I could watch two turtles run and I'd be more excited. I don't like it. I don't like it. I look at Mike, I look at him differently than the way I did in my day, the way people looked at Ali. I looked at Ali differently too. Marvin Hagler, Sugar, Ray Robinson." Hopkins expressed his dislike, characterizing the situation as increasingly becoming more of a sideshow, complete with some sweat and, if lucky, some blood. He firmly stated that he wouldn't watch it, suggesting that watching two turtles race would be more exciting for him.
I don't like it. I think it's become more of a sideshow with some sweat, maybe some blood, if we're lucky. I won't watch it. No, I can watch two turtles race and be more excited.
Hopkins felt that the current situation diminishes Tyson's legacy, suggesting that while Tyson might earn a significant amount of money from these events, it does not align with the dignity of his past achievements and standing in the sport. Hopkins further said, "It's because of how I look at Mike Tyson. I've shared not only the ring with Mike Tyson several times, but also the era, a little tip of the hat to the era. I just think that demeans him. He'll get 100 million. 200 million. Please, that's fine." A star in combat sports called out Jake Paul prior to his summer boxing battle against the famous Mike Tyson. In response to a question about his ideal opponent for a bare-knuckle battle, Mike Perry mentioned popular YouTuber Jake Paul without hesitation. Even as he issued a warning over his matchup with Tyson, Perry said, "Jake Paul, man. If he hurts Mike Tyson, bro, let me get that, bro." Perry was one of Paul's sparring partners prior to his 2021 fight against Ben Askren, as reported by TMZ. Perry is a huge fan of Tyson, though, which explains why he would want to get revenge on the 57-year-old if he is injured, according to reports. He further added, "He is not doing bare knuckle, but I wouldn't put it past Jake Paul, because he's been doing stuff that people would say he's afraid of and things like that. That's partly what drew me to bare knuckle, was that so many were worried about it or afraid of it. Perry expressed his views bluntly, acknowledging the legitimacy of the challenge. He directly called out Jake proposing a challenge and urging him to prove himself in a more authentic test of skill by suggesting a street fight should Jake prevail over Tyson. Perry went on to add, "I'm like, it seems real to me. So Jake, man, definitely issuing you a challenge. If you get through Mike Tyson, test yourself for real and let's have a street fight. Jake. He's got some talent." Moreover, Perry dismissed Jake's abilities with a mix of recognition for his talent and skepticism of his achievements, comparing them to defeating unskilled opponents. He added, "But I'd like to say I'm beating him as fast as he's beating these taxi drivers, especially bare knuckle. I'll hurt him, and he'll cry, and run away and cower in the corner in the fetal position. Regardless of outcomes, this upcoming fight underscores the evolving nature of combat sports, where entertainment, legacy, and the pursuit of greatness intersect in complex and often controversial ways." So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.